What up, everyone? It's the Benzinga Crypto Show. What's going on? Spencer Israel here with Benzinga's crypto editor, Catherine Ross. Catherine, good evening, right?
Good evening or good afternoon to you, Spencer.
Well, what time is it? It's like 8 o'clock where you are?
10 p.m.
10 p.m. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. That's the beauty of the crypto markets. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. It goes all the time.
I'm not sure about the beauty part though. Like 10 p.m. and I'll still work very, very much after the show.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Catherine, we got some headlines. We got a guest. Actually, before we go into anything, who is our guest today?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked. Thank you for asking. So we have a very special guest today. He is a crypto trader and investor in the space, and he's a host of his own show that he has been doing for a while. I'm sure if you have been following the crypto space, you know him as the Wolf of All Streets, which is, I think, is pretty good name.
That's a very good name.
Scott Melker is our show, is our guest today, and okay. Again, AKA the Wolf of All Streets.
All right.
So stay tuned.
All right, so that'll be in like 10 or so minutes. Everyone smash that like button, hit subscribe, help us out on YouTube. We appreciate that. Let's go into the movers of the day.
Ooh.
All right, Catherine, I'm going to bring up my screen here, and I'm warning you, it's extremely red, okay? Like, extremely red. Like, boom, that kind of red.
Yeah, we warned you. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's going on?
Well, I'd like to say that it's a usual Tuesday, but it's not. It's not. It's pretty red from what you can see. You're looking at a heat map by coin 360. So visually, it actually scares me. Although Spencer did just say before the show, like, it's okay. Like, no, it's not. We have been in a bull run since December when Bitcoin has crossed that very, desired line of $20,000. And then it has been going up since then. And now we're here. We're at 46K. Oh my God. Right. So as you can see from the chart that Spencer is showing you at the moment, it has been, it hasn't actually been a steady run, but we are at 46K right now with BTC. The coin has lost over 20% in price over the last 36 hours, it is actually brutal, right? So I'm not sure if we can yet say that we are in a bear run. We are not. I hope we're not. And I have a couple of facts to show you and to prove this point. But as you can see, it's actually pretty bloody in here. It's a bloodbath. As a lot of crypto media, we call it the bloodbath.
Bloodbath. Oh no.
Yeah. I have not used that word, but my editor back when I was just a reporter used that word in my in one of my articles. It was brutal. So actually, I do have a couple of points to touch on.
Yeah, go for it.
If you're looking at this heat map, it might look as a bear run, but it's not. What we're seeing right now is I'm going to bring up a tweet from one of my favorite traders that I have been looking up to because he's a seasoned professional, right? He's not like all that crypto maximalist or anything like that. He has been trading stock markets for a very long time, but he's also been observing the crypto space. Peter Brand, and he has actually said that what we're looking at right now, this is a 20% correction. This is what a 20% correction looks like. And he says that this might be enough to make the market healthy again. This is what we call getting rid of the late FOMO buyers. So, by that, I think he means that we're going to go upwards from here. Hopefully, maybe we can see a correction a little bit lower. But he hopes that we will, go back and it's going to be a healthy ride without all those FOMO buyers. But what Spencer is showing you right now is actually a pretty interesting chart. And I want you all to look very careful at it. This is what we in crypto call crypto March or March crash. Let me just explain you a little bit. In the crypto space, for the last couple of years, we have seen the market crashing in the month of March. It is very mysterious, but a lot of analysts actually say that this is because of the tax season, and this might as well be the reason for that. You're looking at data from the data aggregator BIP, and you actually see, if I can look at it a little bit closer, at the numbers last year in the month of March, the market crashed by almost 25%. Brutal. And then in 2018, it crashed by 32, almost 33%. Like it's actually enormous. And you cannot say that it's not, that big, Spencer. I'm talking to you. And then again, by 9% in 2017 and to 2016 by 5%, and a very huge spike back in 2014 by 17%.
So what you're saying is if I just hodl through March, I'm okay.
I'm actually wondering if I can say that according to the SEC guidelines.
Oh, this is not advice. Hey, see that disclaimer on the bottom? Informational purposes. This is not investment advice. Therefore, you can say that.
Yes,
you're not an advisor.
Yeah,
we are not advisors.
We're not, absolutely not. And then, but if I can say that, potentially, I would hypothetically say yes, Spencer.
Okay.
If you hypothetically hold your crypto assets, you hypothetically will be okay after the month of March. I think what we're typically observe during this season is that a lot of people sell, and they sell it's panic selling, because you see those numbers going red or lower, you actually want to sell. Just, oh my God, I need to earn as much as possible, and I need to sell it and get out of it. But again, like last March, we saw over $1 billion in future contracts being liquidated, and that again affected the market a lot. So again, to sort of just conclude a little bit, what we see is what we in the crypto space typically call a market crash, a March market crash. Although a couple of days ago, when it was first, articles about this potential market crash has started, piling in, a lot of analysts said that we are much stronger than before, and we will not see a crash like that. But we are where we are right now. Yeah. So again, please do not panic. Try not to sell, in a panic or in a state like that, because it's not healthy. You need to be very emotionally stable to make all of your selling and buying decisions.
All right, let's do some headlines real fast. We have our guest waiting in the studio. We're going to bring him on in about 5 or so minutes. Let's do some headlines though, and let's start with MicroStrategy. The CEO was saying some bullish things about Bitcoin. Catherine, what was the CEO of MicroStrategy, ticker MSTR? What was he saying today?
He actually went on CNBC and said that he believes we will see the price of the market cap of the Bitcoin market cap going up to $100 trillion. Even as we are right now today, where we are in this bloodbath, he believes that the price will go as high as that, and we will see a $100 trillion Bitcoin market cap. Although some of the people saying that he's just trying to sort of, to bring the price back. So he also believes that Bitcoin is going to flip gold, and it's going to subsume the entire gold market cap. So this is where we're at. And one more interesting thing, I think, he believes that 1 billion people will store life savings on their phone in Bitcoin by 2026.
Jeez.
Yeah. It's
all right. Hey, I mean, it's in you can see the stock chart of MSTR. It correlates with Bitcoin.
Yes.
They're in the business of Bitcoin, so it would make sense for him to say that. Let's move on to headline number 2. There's a Wedbush note today, Catherine, about Bitcoin as it relates to Tesla. What did that note say?
Yeah, well, basically they said that obviously the Tesla stock is now really heavily tied to Bitcoin, and they call it for both good and bad. They're not really sure what it is, but we did actually see Elon Musk losing $15 billion overnight last night when the crypto market went down. So they might be up to something. They also said that it's a sideshow. It's not, it's not something that Tesla should be focusing a lot, and that, they are an electric vehicle company first. So this might be the place where they would love to put their attention to.
All right. Guess if you're trading Tesla, gotta have Bitcoin on your screen at all times, I guess now. All right, number 3, the Mooch is back in the headlines. Anthony Scaramucci. What? I guess he's long crypto too now? He's long Bitcoin too?
Oh, yeah. He has launched this year, he has launched a Skybridge Capital, announced the Skybridge Bitcoin Fund. So he's looking into asset management in the crypto space and investment in the crypto space as well. So basically what he said, and he said it, I think 2 days ago, he said that he believes we will see $100,000 the price of Bitcoin. This is what we will see by the end of this year. It does not look good right now, honestly, but this is what he said a couple of days ago.
It could happen, right? We all think that's well within the realm of possibility for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we just went from 20 to 50 in what, like a couple weeks.
The thing with all those predictions is you never know that they're just saying it's going to touch briefly, or it's going to cross this line and stay and grow from there.
Yeah. All right, and then we have one more headline real quick. Just some commentary from Bill Gates, right?
Yes, the one and only. If you remember, guys, last week he said he's neutral in Bitcoin. He does not have it, but he sort of recognizes the potential of the technology itself, and said that he uses it with the Gates Foundation to tackle some issues in the developing countries. Last night he said that if you're not Elon Musk,
which I am not. Last I checked.
Yeah, I need to double check, but I'm pretty sure that I'm not as well.
Pretty sure I'm not.
If you're not Elon Musk, you should probably watch out with your crypto assets, because Elon Musk, and I quote, has tons of money and he's very sophisticated, and this is end quote, and you should not follow in his footsteps when it comes to his investment, especially in the crypto space. So
that's it.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough headlines for one day, Catherine. Let's go to our guest. Let me bring him on here. Scott Melker, a.k.a. not the Wolf of Wall Street. He's the Wolf of all streets.
Yeah.
Scott Melker, welcome to the Benzinga Crypto Show.
What's up, guys? How are you? Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. So nice to have you. Thank you so much. We're really excited about having you here today. So again, as we've mentioned before, Scott is a crypto trader and investor, and he hosts his own show called The Wolf of Wall Street. And Scott, can I ask you just to tell our viewers a little bit about yourself, and why did you go with that name?
The name was a complete joke, honestly. So my career, my background, I've been trading and investing since I was a kid. I'm 44 years old. I started in the 1980s, actually, when you used to get a stock certificate when you would buy it. Buying things like Disney and Apple because I thought Mickey Mouse and tractor and computers were cool, and buying Caterpillar stocks. I like tractors. I went to the University of Pennsylvania, where obviously everybody had sort of the finance bug. But then I decided to become a DJ, and I skipped Wall Street altogether. And I was a DJ and music producer for almost 20 years. Wow. And I retired in around 2015, basically, slowly, when my daughter was born and I didn't want to travel anymore. And that's when I kind of transitioned into full-time trading, and then found crypto in 2016, late 2016, early 2017. And the rest from there is kind of history. I just went down the rabbit hole and became obsessed, like most of us, and have been thinking about nothing else since, basically.
Just a follow-up question. What kind of music did you play? Just so it's for me.
I was sort of known for being, I turned my lights on. I was sort of known for being open format, kind of a mashup and remix guy. I have really bad attention deficit disorder, and that kind of showed in my music. Like, I would play one thing for 30 seconds and then two things together, then another thing for so very sporadic, kind of like a girl talk sort of vibe, if you're familiar with girl talk. But yeah, so I mean, I played everything in 20 years. You kind of do it all, but that was really my focus.
If you have any playlist available, just send them my way.
There's hundreds of them online. Whatever hasn't been taken down in my copyright suits.
I'm those links. So back to the crypto space. What I want you to do is, as I've mentioned before, Benzinga audience is somebody who's interested in the crypto space, who wants to know, potential trader who wants to know how to trade crypto. So if you could share your experience or best practices on how to start crypto trading right now, today, this bloodbath, as we've been calling this today, what is the best platform or platforms to do that?
Well, a trader should love a good bloodbath, first of all. As stressful as it is to see your portfolio draw down, of course, in your investments, you sell fear and you buy fear and you sell greed, right? And so when everybody's scared and price is dropping, that's usually when you get a good discount. So that aside, I'm shamelessly buying Bitcoin slowly here at these prices after I sold it at higher prices. So nothing wrong here for me, although I was selling more other coins than Bitcoin. As far as platforms, I can only speak for the ones that I personally use. I'm in the United States, so it's extremely limiting for what we can trade because of regulations. So most of the leverage exchanges, a lot of the bigger altcoin exchanges are off limits because certain coins maybe could be viewed as securities, things like that. So I primarily trade Bitcoin and Ethereum on a platform called Voyager. They're amazing. They're a publicly traded company on the Canadian Stock Exchange. Their CEO is the CEO of E-Trade. Like, they're a real company. And I look for that when I'm trading in crypto because I've been through the bad exchanges before, in years past. And what's amazing about Voyager is not only can you trade there, you earn interest on your holdings while you're trading or holding it there. It's like up to 9.5% on USDC, up to 6% on Bitcoin. So while you're trading, you're earning interest, which you can't do in a bank account. So it's sort of like a cross between a crypto bank and a broker. It's not an exchange, technically, they're a broker. So that's primarily what I trade. For altcoins, I use Binance US. I do trade with some leverage on Femex, who occasionally allow Americans. And then I do a lot of trading on decentralized exchanges like Matcha and Uniswap and things like that.
Okay, going back to the occasional remark, does that mean you use a VPN or stuff like that, or what do you mean?
No comment. Yes, it means that you can't generally sign up as an American, but usually they'll allow it, and then if there's an issue, hopefully you get a heads up. But I've been down that road. I do it very small and not very often because there's some risk. It wasn't as risky in the past, but now I try to be very, very compliant with what's allowed.
What is, in your experience, what is the most unexpected thing about trading crypto? If you haven't traded in stocks or options or futures, right? And you're going into crypto right now, what is the most unexpected thing?
Oh, there's so many, and I think it's so much harder. Coming from but I think you have an edge coming from a legacy background if you've traded stocks and Forex before than if you were just thrown into the Shark Tank of crypto. There's a few reasons. It's 24/7. That's the biggest one, is complete exhaustion. You have to find a way to detach yourself from the market, which is very difficult. You get fatigued. You start to sacrifice other things in your life. You're spending Sunday morning at 5 o'clock in the morning staring at charts and wondering what's going on with Bitcoin, and you never, ever, ever get a break. The best thing to me about trading stocks is that it kind of stops on Friday and starts again, right? So you get your weekend. It's kind of like the nice teacher lifestyle of breaks and whatever. So I find that really, really difficult. And something I think that a lot of new people don't understand at all is the effect that Bitcoin has on everything else in the market. Most people come initially into the crypto market and they start looking at altcoins, for example, on the USD pairs or USDT pairs, and they don't understand that you're really trading in the Bitcoin market to make more Bitcoin, not to make more dollars, because it's the very rare opportunity where you have a rising asset like Bitcoin and you can trade into it and sort of compound that gain. So real crypto traders trade against Bitcoin. So we trade Bitcoin for other altcoins and back, not dollars. And so often when you see a altcoin going up in a USD pair, Bitcoin is going up more, right? So the real trade there is not the altcoin at all. It's just sitting in Bitcoin and waiting to trade alts. So you find that if you flick over on your portfolio from USD balance to Bitcoin balance, you're actually losing Bitcoin at a tremendous rate when you think you're doing well.
So I was going to ask you about some useful tips or like techniques that you have used, but you have mentioned just now. It's a very interesting point. Anything else? Any I don't know, methods that you have used in the crypto space that work, if there's such a thing that, you know, works for sure in the crypto space, or anything else that might be useful for crypto traders?
I wish that I could offer that sort of alpha. To me, like after all the years of trading, trying every indicator and every technique and every whatever, it all in every market boils down 100% to me to your emotional control, your psychology, and your risk management. Mm-hmm. So it's like I said right at the beginning, like right now, if you're scared and you're thinking about selling stuff when it's down 20%, you should not be in this market. You should be dollar cost averaging and holding and not checking your portfolio every day and not even thinking about it. You are not a trader. You do not have the constitution for it. And that's fine because 95% of traders who think they're good fail, right? Trading is a loser's game. Even me, I'm a professional trader. I've been doing it for a long time. I only trade with 15 to 20% of my entire portfolio. The rest of it is I'm an investor because I know that I'm not smarter than the market, right? And I think that everybody should have that approach. 70% investments, 15% cash, 15% for trading. And you keep rebalancing that depending on how you do. But I would say your ability to manage risk and not blow up your portfolio is all that really matters.
That is a really healthy advice, actually. And I want to go back a little bit to your point of this market being 24/7. I personally experienced that exhaustion of covering it 24/7. It's like it never stops and it grows on you in different ways. So have you found any, I don't know, anything that works for you to sort of plug out of it? Or it's like it's impossible. You have money in the crypto space. You have them right here and they never stop. They never stop going up or down. Have you found anything that helps you relax or take your emotions away? Or
Sure. I have kids. So I have this sort of natural release from the market. Like if I have to get my kid to school, I can't be staring at charts and doing work, right? So my schedule is very family heavy. And so that for me is a very good release. I think that it's certainly for me, it's important to work out as often as possible, put your phone down and not stare at it, take that like 30 minutes to an hour, listen to a podcast, listen to some music. I just think it's extremely important to maintain a healthy lifestyle outside of trading and not to let trading be your singular focus because it can be just exceptionally unhealthy. And that's true in the stock market, like I said, which closes. Like you said, I mean, my day, even when I'm trying to scale it down, I get up at like 4:30 in the morning. I write a newsletter. I record a video. I do a podcast or two like this a day. I record my own podcast 2 times a day. I usually do a live stream and then I interact. I mean, it's literally never stops unless I force it. And none of that, the funny thing is, none of that includes my trading, which is my main job, right? So I have to fit that in between all these things.
Yes. Okay. This is confusing and it sounds like a lot. So we have mentioned here today on our show that what we're looking at might be a March crash, what we might be looking at, or it might be
historically.
Yeah. So this is what we have experienced in the crypto space. Every March, we see market crashing with pretty heavy, losses, up to 32% in 2018, I think. So to that point, first of all, what do you think traders who are new, fresh, young, and emotional should do about this?
Not worry about it, honestly. Like, I think it's 2 out of the 10 years have been green and like 8 have been red or something. It's something that's on my radar as well. Average of like 17% drawdown over that period or something. I know that the narrative is taxes, but that doesn't really do it for me personally. Because that implies that the United States is a much bigger part of the market than it is. This is a global market. And, so the narratives, I mean, they've been circulating for years. Wall Street bonuses are going to make Bitcoin moon. Taxes are going to make Bitcoin die. Chinese New Year is going to make Bitcoin die. Every single year we hear the same crap. So yes, March, there is some data, but to be honest, trading on what happened in the past when I view the market now, it's completely different. Just seems useless. We did not have institutional adoption in the past. We didn't have Elon Musk and Michael Saylor and Paul Tudor Jones and Stanley Druckenmiller and Bill Miller and a whole host of billionaires talking about Bitcoin and buying it, putting it on their balance sheets of their companies and such. So it's a famous trading quote. Sir John Templeton said, four most dangerous words in investing are this time it's different. But I do think this time it's different. So I'm going to go ahead and be dangerous. And maybe we're seeing that drawdown now. It's a week away from March.
Yeah. But in what way different? Do you think that we will not see such drastic losses, or that because BIPT, the data aggregator BIPT analyst said that we are stronger than before and that we're not going to see a crash that bad this March?
We may see a crash in March. I just don't think it'll be because it's March, right? I mean, it'll be because it's some sort of normal market cycle and it was time. But right now, I see this as sort of the correction that was needed at this moment. I don't necessarily foresee 80% drawdowns again, like we saw in 2017. What I think is different this time is that in 2017, people bought Bitcoin with no understanding of what it was, only because someone told them that they could sell it for more money, right? Complete speculation. This time you have people who are buying it to hold it, right? So like you have institutions that are saying, I'm buying this and I'm never selling it. This is my hedge against cash. You don't buy a hedge against the US dollar and sell it 6 months later and take on short-term capital gains, right? It just doesn't make sense. So what we know for a fact is that we had the halving. So we have limited supply cut in half. And then we have supply being removed from the market on a daily basis. You can see it with on-chain metrics. You see Bitcoin being bought on exchanges and sent away to cold storage. So we will always have drops. We will always have corrections. We'll always have whales in the market that take advantage of certain opportunities. But very basic economics tells you that when there's demand and a reducing supply, the price will eventually go up, right? So this drop to me is a bunch of over-leveraged traders got liquidated. Somebody took advantage of it, sold it, cascade their liquidations. We've seen it hundreds of times, never different.
So all in all, take care of yourself, of your mental and physical health. Take care of your portfolio. Do not worry too much. It's going to get better, or this time it's different, right? Yeah.
I mean, we did it last March with stocks went down 30%, right? Big deal.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we have to wrap up a little bit. Spencer, do we have questions from the audience, and do we have time for that?
We don't really have time for that. But last thing, Scott, where can people find you and find your show?
The easiest place to find me is at Scott Melker, ScottMelker on Twitter. Everything else is linked
like
there.
That on the screen. It's on the screen, guys.
The Matrix.
The Matrix.
Crazy.
All right. This time it's been different because we've been on with Scott Melker. Thanks a lot, Scott.
Thank
you guys
for joining us.
All
yes,
right.
very, very, very valuable. Thank you so much.
All right. Quick programming note. There will not be a crypto show on Thursday. We've been preempted by the Benzinga Cannabis Capital Conference. That's the way it goes sometimes. Everyone hit that like button, hit subscribe, hit share. Catherine, thank you so much for your insights, for the headlines. We've got to go now to Biotech Buzz with Vivi Biotech. So get off this stream. Get off this stream and go to the next one with Vivi.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Bye.